Man, this engineer was so fucking rude. Hey loves, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. If you are coming across my video for the first time, my name is Mandy and I'm a beauty, hair, fashion and lifestyle content creator, and also a girl trying to figure out her life in her 20s. And if you are a returning subscriber, I see you, honey. I see you. If you know or you don't know, I'm still going to tell you. Your girl is finally in her house hunting era. Like, last year. If you haven't seen episode 1 of my house hunting saga, then you should go back and see it because I don't want to give a spoiler alert here. Just go and see it. So I just want to clear the air and ship in some news about my house hunting process. So initially I wanted to get a room and parlor, but girl, the price of house rent, I had to settle for a bed sitter, popularly known as a studio apartment. And yeah, so I've gone through a little saga in my episode 1. So this is day 6 and I got a third agent. As usual, I had to pay registration fee, and at this point I wasn't even bothered about the registration fee anymore, as long as it could just find a perfect or nice apartment for me in a well secured environment. I was good to go. And this agent literally promised that he was going to get me a nice apartment. So yeah, I registered with him and I went home with the hope that he was going to deliver. So fast forward to the next day, which officially makes it, like I said before, day 5 of my house hunting saga. The agent reached out to me and was like he had an apartment for me and I was going to like it and shit like that. So I told him I was going to come see the place once I was done from work. So immediately I closed from work, I reached out to him and we went to the place. So we had to stop by the caretaker's workshop because obviously the agent doesn't know the road to the apartment direct. And it was crazy because the way the agent was hyping this place up, it was like he have seen the place and shit like that, but this man did not even know what the apartment even looked like, and he was telling me I was going to love the place, stuff like that. So I was so happy that the caretaker was a plain and honest person. When we got there, he decided to show us a video of the apartment. So in case I like the place or not, we will not waste our transport. Honestly, the bedroom and the kitchen of this apartment was so very tiny, like so fucking tiny. I haven't seen a bathroom like that in my entire life. You won't be able to go in the bathroom with a bucket. In fact, you won't be able to turn around in the bathroom. Honestly, it was so tiny. So the caretaker told us that the house was initially a security apartment. As usual, that apartment was a big no for me, and that was the only apartment the agent had to show me on that day. So I went home and he promised to reach out to me the next day once he has another vacant apartment. And meanwhile, me and the first agent reached an agreement that he was going to send me vacant apartments online rather than me coming every time to come and check out the places and end up not liking them and wasting my transport. So once he gets a vacant apartment, he was going to make a video and send it to me online. So if I like it, then I come for inspection. So he sent me a few. There was this particular one. It was so nice, but it was very much inside the street, and that was a turn off. I almost considered it, but I just decided to just relax and take my time. So on day 6, both agents reached out to me that they had an apartment for me to come check out. The only issue was that it was a work day for me, and as usual I closed by 5, so I won't have enough time to go check out both apartments that same day. So I concluded to check out the apartment the first agent sent to me, because he sent me a video of the place and the place was actually not that bad. So I decided to go check out that one first, then the next day I go check out the other one. Tell me why, after concluding that once I'm done from work I'll go check out that apartment, 3 hours later the agent reached out to me that the apartment was taken already. Like someone had paid for the apartment already. Like I was so disappointed, honestly. I just had to brace myself with the hope that, oh, okay, girl, maybe that apartment wasn't for you. It wasn't for you, because if it was for you, it would have waited. So I quickly reached out to the other agent and told him I would be coming after work, so we go check out the place, and he agreed. So I met with the agent after work, and he told me the apartment he was going to show me was a room and parlor, self-contained, underdecking. The price was the same budget I had for a bed sitter, and honestly it's a win for me, because if I'm getting a nice room and parlor for the same price I budgeted for a bed sitter, it's a win for me, right? I get enough space and more comfort. So I was happy. I was just praying that, okay, the place is nice and I like it, and I just make payments and stuff like that. But unfortunately we got there, and I honestly did not believe what I saw. I was expecting the place to be more spacious, since it was going to be a room and a parlor, but it just looks like they were just trying to like manage the space. The parlor was not even parloring, the room was not rooming, the bedroom and the toilet was small, and the house was suffering from cold. It was so obvious. The house was smelling so bad, like you can just smell that cold. I don't even know how to explain it, girl. The place was not what I expected at all, and it was a big no for me. So he took me to another apartment, and this one was like a security house. First of all, I told him I didn't want anything ceiling or PVC. I could manage an underdecking, then POP. That was what I was actually looking for. But this particular place was a ceiling, and the way these agents were hyping the place, like, this place looks okay for you, this place is perfect, this place is this place is that. The major red flag for me about this apartment, there was a school close to it. Like it was just a no for me, honestly. I wasn't going to cope with that, and I didn't like the apartment after all. And guess what? The price of this apartment, you won't believe. The initial rent is 260,000, fair enough. Total package 400,000. Agent fee 150,000. Then landlord drink 50,000. Like, the thing just bust my head. So landlord want to drink a drink of 50,000 on top gate man house. So the agent promised to get another apartment for me, and yeah, I left and went home. I was feeling so down. I reached out to a friend, and he told me I should try looking for an apartment close to a school area, since I'm looking for a bed sitter, that I might just likely get a modern apartment faster and cheaper close to a school area. And honestly, I saw some sense in it. So On day 7, I went out by myself again, and this time I went to a school area. So this place was quite a different location from where I initially wanted an apartment, but at this point I was willing to give it a try. So I walked around and I came across this very beautiful apartment. It was still under construction, so I went into the building and I met one worker on site, and he told me to come back the next day, so I would be able to meet up with the engineer, because the engineer was the one in charge, and he did not have the worker did not have a phone. If not, I would have collected the engineer's number. Honestly, my hope sprang up to like 50% because the apartment was literally almost perfect. It was nice, cozy. Even though the kitchen did not have a back door, the ventilation was the ventilation was nice. The apartment was okay. I also walked around, and in the process I saw an agent's number on a billboard or a poster or something. At this point, I know you guys will be after my life. Why am I contacting so many agents? At this point, I know. So I called him and he said he had 2 places on ground to show me. So we met, and immediately I met this man. I told him I was not in for any registration sheet. I was not going to pay any registration fee. So we went back and forth with the argument, and we concluded on 2K. He said I should give him 2,000 naira for his time, and I was okay with it. Thank goodness I stood my ground that I wasn't going to pay for any registration, because the first apartment he took me to, the apartment was still under construction though, but majority of the things were already done, just a few touches here and there. But this place was directly opposite a church. Directly, like, I mean, look at the apartment, look at the church, they're facing each other, and the price range for this apartment was quite over my budget. So I was just like, no, please, no. So he took me to the second place, and that was also a no for me as well. The apartment was so tiny. The room, the toilet, the bedroom was so tiny. In fact, only bed and the whole space is gone, and there was no wardrobe. So if I want to create a wardrobe, where will I put the wardrobe on top of my head? So I paid him and called it a day. I was still very much excited because of that first apartment I saw, that I was going to meet up with the engineer the next day. I was so excited. I went on and on about this apartment to my friend and shit like that. So the next day, I think this is day 7 already. The next day, I went to work and I took permission and had to go to the location of the apartment. God doing his thing, I met the engineer, and man, this engineer was so fucking rude. This man was so rude. He was just like, the house still there under construction now. What do you want rent for? Yeah, blah blah. I was like, oh God, it's not fight. I had to find out if the house is due for rent, if the house is ready for rent. It's not quarrel. No. That was how I left there, and my expectation dropped back to 0. At this point, none of the agents were reaching out to me about any apartment. I was so down, honestly. I just left. Honestly, the whole house hunting process was making me sick already. I was putting in more time, spending more money with 0 results. I had just 1 month to secure an apartment, and it's been 2 weeks plus with nothing. Wasted time, wasted money, wasted effort. Will I be able to find an apartment I actually like in the next 2 weeks? Well, let's find out in the next episode.